We're roasting ourselves.
I'm cooking my brain. I'm cooking me and my clothes.
Bunch of baked potatoes.
What?
We're rolling.
Oh.
Oh, I'm washing me and my clothes. That's what it's from. I was like, where did my brain get that?
Well, but where's that from?
Vine.
Oh.
I'm washing me and my clothes. Welcome to a very serious No Bummers, where we will be straying from the norm a little bit.
A little, yeah. As you could tell.
If you can't already tell.
Or if you can't see us at all.
Yeah, or if you're just listening. I always forget about that. If you're just listening, nothing's different.
Everything's fine.
Which is what they want you to think.
Wink.
Today's a special episode of No Bummers. We're not going to do any hyperfixations.
Not even one.
Not even a single one. Because we're going to talk conspiracy theories today. And each of us has come prepared with a conspiracy theory that the others don't know.
Yes. Except for Trant. Trant knows.
Trant knows everything. He's the shadow government.
He's the eye in the sky.
The cabal
you know what I mean?
that is controlling.
He actually forced us to put these hats on.
These are mind control helmets. Floop is a madman. Help us, save us.
I gotta watch that movie, man. We've referred to it like 5 times.
I couldn't even tell you the last time I have thought about Spy Kids. But we've referenced it too much.
A lot.
So yeah, welcome to No Bummers. We'll be right back with our first segment.
Bye.
All right, well.
Okay.
Take it away, Ernie.
Get it, girl.
Yeah,
get it,
Ernie.
girl. Okay, so I was telling the boys before we started recording that I chose this one because I was like, there can't be very much on this. And then at like 4 a.m. last night, I was doing a deep dive into like biblical references. So I tried to keep it as
I know she said that. I was
calm
like,
as possible.
do I need to get my Bible?
Because I can.
Blow the
Don't
dust off.
worry. I have
Same.
them. I have the quotes, so you don't need to.
You don't need me to open my gospel library app.
No, not yet. Not as of yet. So the basis of this conspiracy is that the ocean and space are connected. Okay.
Spacing.
And
O'Shase.
so one question.
Okay. I haven't told you anything.
Explain yourself.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay, you guys ready? So
One question. Are you out of your damn mind?
so
Have you lost your mind? Because I'll help you find it.
Oh my gosh.
It's one of my favorite Stan Lee quotes from The Office.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there are several cultures, religions, spiritual groups that believe that there is a spiritual and a physical connection between the two. And some of the
Between
ones...
ocean and space.
Yes.
Okay.
So some of the ones that we do have proof that they believed it, and these are some interesting names, so forgive me if I'm saying them wrong. I did my best. But there's Yarsanism, ancient Egyptian, Judaism, Alevism, ancient Indian, ancient Persian, Sumerian, and Zoroastrianism.
Is yarsanism like when you catch yarn on fire?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
The ancient Egyptians
Um,
believed the most important thing you could do in life was die. It's a Philomena Kunk reference for anyone who gets it.
Thank you very much.
I didn't get it, but
I
I
got it.
still like
I
it.
got it. And so those religions believe it, but also there's evidence of it in the Bible. So Christians kind of believe it as well. So let me explain.
Do you think anyone on the submarine believed it?
They do now.
Too soon.
My apologies to the families, but also, why did you give them the sub?
Dude,
Wait,
that's
what?
nutty.
I don't even know what happened.
It blew up.
Oh, no.
They found it today.
Catastrophic
Pieces of it.
implosion.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
It's like very sad, but also if I saw pictures of that thing and was like, no, I'm not getting in it and going 13,000
So they
feet
just
below
took
the ocean.
random people, or were they
No,
like
they
There's
paid.
billionaires.
They paid like $250,000
to go see it?
to ride on this janky submarine.
Okay, but if it imploded, then what was the banging they were hearing?
The orcas banging pots and pans.
Like, I didn't get no sleep because of y'all.
Sorry.
They said the banging was unrelated. Like it was other.
Okay, well, let's go
That's not
find those
what-
people because they're
Noises.
still alive.
That's the title of my memoirs. The banging was unrelated.
Oh my hell. Okay, so
Help me.
focus. We only have an hour. Okay.
I'm sorry.
So the Bible refers to the firmament, which is basically the old Hebrew understanding of how our earth is designed. What?
Isn't the firmament the sky?
So the firmament is like the whole concept of earth. So it's similar to the flat earth theory, but it's more that earth is like a dome. So there's earth, which is like where we live, and then there's the dome, and then there's...
We live in a snow globe. Got it.
Yes. Thank you. That's a great way to say that.
You think?
So with this theory...
I wouldn't put it past us.
well,
You know?
yeah.
That's us. Like we decided.
Yeah, I'm
with our
like,
track
not
record.
like I had a super big
the
choice.
4 people in this room,
We're like,
we decided.
I don't know. I might have been down for a snow globe early on.
Sorry, please. This was maybe a bad
It
idea.
was a bad idea.
I'm a monster.
Okay, so
Can't
with
be
this
stopped.
theory... With this theory of the firmament, in the Bible, it says that the seas were broken into 2 sections. So there's the waters above the firmament, which is also called the waters above the vault, which is supposed to be like, that's like the ozone layer, clouds, like everything above us. That's the water above us. And then there's the waters below, which is known as the abyss, or it's also called tehom, meaning great deep. Okay. This is really
I'm
complicated.
What
scared.
Bible did you get this from?
Also, I've been a Catholic and a Mormon, and I've never heard that in my life.
Okay, well, here you go. I found this on a sketchy website, so get ready. Actually, not all of it is from a sketchy website. Some of it's from Wikipedia, which arguably is
One
a
and the
sketchy
same.
website. Okay,
Sounds the same to me. Corporate
so
wants you to find the difference between these 2 pictures.
I cannot.
okay.
Sorry.
So Tehom, or great deep, is mentioned in Genesis chapter 1, and it says, "And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep," or Tehom, "and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters." And it's also mentioned during Noah's flood in Genesis chapter 7, and in that verse it says, "The same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened."
I just had a great idea. Sorry to interrupt again.
That's okay.
But where we're talking about space and water being the same, what if they made like a treasure planet, but with Noah's Ark?
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be
Like a
cool.
space Noah's Ark.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I would sign up.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
Treasure planet's underrated. Sorry, continue. That was just the thought I had to get out.
I'm
So,
glad you shared.
so with Tehom being mentioned with reference to Noah's flood, some people believe if the fountains of the great deep were broken up, as this verse says, that maybe it's meaning that Noah's flood went down, like into the ocean and then out into space. Like that's how it was able to recede, because it was leaving our
Yeah.
planet.
Where did the water go?
Yeah,
Space.
exactly.
It's just floating around above the snow globe. I got it. Locking it in.
Locked and loaded. Okay.
So
Can't
my-
wait to tell
but
my kids about it.
My question is though, like, is it like a donut then? How did if space is up, but it's also connected to the water, which is down?
Is space up?
Space
or-
is around.
Yeah, space is not up. It's all around us. We are sitting.
So
this
it's like
concept
flat Earth,
is
basically.
we're sitting on a dome, or like we're in a dome.
Oh,
But the
okay.
dome is in space.
Yeah.
So think of a
Okay.
snow globe floating in space.
Yeah, no, now that makes more sense.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
thinking of like a donut where it's like Earth is here, and then the water comes, and then space comes, and then they kind of like loop around.
No.
That makes me scared to really like take a deep
That's too
dive.
much.
I take your
You're doing
flat
too
Earth
much.
theory, and I raise you donut Earth theory,
You're so right. You could really start a revolution with that.
or a religion,
You're welcome.
donutism. Embrace the whole.
Oh no. Oh no.
Morgan, I'm so far away from you. What am I supposed to do?
I don't know, man. You gotta take it as it comes. You know what I mean?
I thank you. Okay, 3 deep breaths.
Jackie, could you put that on a t-shirt for us?
He's crying.
Okay.
I swear.
Okay. So there's proof of this theory because a guy named Mike DeGry was filming in a submarine deep under the ocean. Yes. He was filming in a sub deep under the ocean for Blue Planet, the documentary. And
It's a great documentary.
he says that he found an underwater lake near the Gulf of Mexico.
What does that mean?
So he said they literally were like diving and they looked out and they saw this like band of like dark blue on the ocean, like under the ocean. And they like,
Yeah, the ocean has layers.
yeah, there's layers.
Like we know that.
Onions have layers. Ogres
Oceans
have
have
layers. Oceans also have layers. So
Also, what's stopping anyone from saying, like, you're in the ocean, you're like, hey, this is also a river? Like, you couldn't
Right.
differentiate the two bodies of water.
And also,
well, they
who's going to go check?
because listen.
Definitely
he-
not Morgan.
So he says definitely
Yeah,
not.
this is an odd pick for her. Space and water.
Two things she hates.
Okay, but that's
She
why
hates.
I like him. I like to
Two
be
things
spooked.
she canonically hates.
Canonically. Okay. So he says that he knew it was hot water, like a hot water lake, because there was like, he said it looked like steam was like rising off, which I don't know how that would work
But
under
steam
the
is
water.
also water.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how that works. He says that they drove their submarine so that they were like right over it, and their plan was to like drop down and see what was inside this lake, but they like bounced off of it. And so they were kind of like, well, maybe this isn't even water, like maybe we were wrong, but then they looked out and it was like ripples like on the shore of this like underwater lake.
I'm scared.
I know. Well, you
And
should
I
be.
don't even have a tinfoil to protect my thoughts from the government.
I
Because it doesn't
But
fully...
just on your bun.
just the
Ju-
crown of your head.
No one is getting the thoughts of my bun. That's for damn sure.
It is safe.
Finally.
So he said that the sub bounced because the water was like so dense and saline, is how he described it. And they were able to actually get like a sample of the water from this lake. And he and his crew claimed that they used it to heal one of his crew members' hands. They like brought it up to the surface and they were like using it. And then this guy was like, I have this like huge gash in my hand, like put it on my hand and we'll just like see what happens. Which I'm like, that is like a wild way.
Power shine.
Like-
Yeah, for real. This is underwater tangled if I ever heard of it.
I know, seriously.
Well, that's
It's
just
like
such
back
like
in the
a
day when they
wild
put rattlesnake
thing
venom
to
in.
do. Yeah.
Wait,
with,
what
like-
was it?
Yeah, it's like
Moss?
maybe you have ghosts
It's
in your
water.
blood and you should do cocaine about it.
They got a sample of
Okay.
the water, and then he was like,
Just
was like,
spoonful.
hey, you know what? I have this huge gash in my hand. Why don't you just put the water in my hand? We'll see what happens.
That seems like a bad idea for
Yeah.
any new substance.
And
Yeah.
also, they're
Just like-
scientists.
Just like don't put it on a cut.
I think there's
Well-
a
That feels
like a
Spider-Man
bad-
movie about that.
I don't like if I found something I've
You're
never
like,
seen
"What is
before,
this
I'm not
goo?"
gonna put it in an open wound.
Yeah.
Hey,
well,
would you put that goo in my cut?
Yeah, I would love nothing.
well, so they did, and they said it healed completely, like no scar, nothing at all.
Within how many?
It,
You
they
wouldn't
said the
believe it.
next day.
He only had to go to surgery.
He's like, it healed in 5 weeks. Like, it naturally healed.
No, they said the next day. Like, they put it on and they were like, that was wild. They bandaged it up to wait till they got to shore to, like, get real medical help. And then he woke up the next day, removed his bandage to, like, change it, and it was completely gone.
That is making me scared.
Where-
Also,
So then,
Hunger Games.
listen.
Where's the goo at now?
It's not goo, it's water.
It's in his
It's not
hand,
water.
stupid. We just said that. It's in his hand.
Well,
He
listen,
can shoot
okay.
it out whenever he wants.
So, unfortunately, we know nothing else about this underwater lake because Mike DeGry was killed in a very suspicious helicopter accident.
It was the
So
water.
it's believed that this underwater
The
lake
orcas.
is proof of Tehom, and he wasn't supposed to find it and spread information about it, so they
Who-
killed him.
So no one else
Who's
has
they?
tried to look?
Yeah, is they?
Why?
Like the
The
information
government?
was lost.
But you have it?
It's
Well,
on the internet.
yeah, it's on the internet.
Okay,
The
so
s-
what's
most
stopping
sec-
us
the
from
most
going?
secret place?
No, I don't have the information of
Probably-
the exact coordinates. The ocean's
Oh.
too big for me to know exactly where it is.
But I mean,
But
It's
you
just
know where the
off
Titanic
coast.
is.
I don't actually. It's just off
I
the
do.
coast of Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico. I mean, so I don't know where that is. Like,
Can't
I
be
know
that
where
big.
it is, but I don't know where exactly
so
they
all we
found
need
this.
is a submarine and to bounce around until
All
we
we
found
need
something
is
bouncy.
$4 million.
All I need is $250,000 from each of you.
What do you say?
I will
sharks?
make a submarine out of
Sharks?
the items I have in my shed.
We
That
should
I bought
ask
from
sharks
Camp
in the
World.
ocean instead of the business sharks because they really
Hello,
have-
sharks.
Hello, sharks. I'm coming to you with.
Let's talk about what kind of shark we think each of the sharks off of Shark Tank would be. I think Lori Grenier would be a nurse shark.
I think.
Mr. Wonderful is probably a hammerhead.
No doubt about
Is that
it.
the bald guy?
Yeah.
No
Um,
way. He's a tiger shark. He's mean.
I would say, the guy who owns the
Mark
Mavericks?
Cuban.
He's
Great
like-
White. 'Cause
he's like a
got
great
big
white.
smile.
Yeah, but like from Shark Tales, like Lenny, Big White, like he's nice.
The whale watching
he's-
dolphin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Insert a picture of Lenny right here.
Please continue.
I don't know that we're going to get through this. Okay, I'm going to try to spitfire this so fast, okay?
And I'm gonna.
It's
go like
okay.
that.
It's okay. Okay, so some other compelling information that we have that kind of leads us to believe that they're connected is that exploring space and exploring the ocean are actually very similar in like how you prepare and what you use. So like the suits look very similar, like space suits versus ocean exploring suits. I don't know what the word for that is. And then-
Ocean man,
I'll put a picture in
take
it.
me by the hand.
I believe they're called aquanauts.
Okay, that sounds great. I know that's a children's show.
No, that's the Octobots, right?
Octonauts.
Oh, I said aquanauts.
What's an aquanaut?
Oh,
She-
so
you
astronaut in the water.
Autobots.
Okay.
You know that song "Astronaut in the Ocean"? They should
Yeah.
have just called it Aquanaut.
I am an aquanaut. That doesn't have quite the
It
same
rolls
ring
off
to
the
it.
tongue.
Okay, so the suits are similar. Submarines and spacecrafts are actually like made pretty similarly.
It sounded like you just said space crabs.
Maybe I did.
The space crabs and the water crabs are similar.
It sounds like we might have to be worried about both of those things. So
Do you think a space shark?
I don't want to think about a space shark.
I do.
I
What?
do
Continue.
a lot. Do you think they're nice?
I'm sure they're.
No.
I mean,
Do you think there's
What?
more space sharks or water sharks?
Water sharks.
I think space sharks are probably nicer. I'm gonna go with the first question. So
Thank you for asking. Thank you for being curious.
Yeah,
Keep being curious.
I think that they're probably nice, and there's no people for them to chomp on in space, as far as we know.
Sure there are. There's people orbiting right now.
There's space mer people.
Mermaids,
Could be.
space mates,
Could be.
Space.
space
Space Mates sounds like
Merciful.
Postmates but for space.
Say it again.
Space Mates sounds like Postmates but for space.
Patent pending.
Okay, and then
You should write
astronauts. Oh
A
gosh.
children's book about space mermaids.
I would love to. Morgan just turns off her mic, leaves.
Like you guys go ahead.
No, I'm so sorry. I haven't
have
seen
no more
Kate in 2
comments.
weeks.
I know.
I have no more comments about space mermaids.
I highly doubt that. Okay, astronauts actually train in pools
They do.
to get ready for going out
Space.
into space. And then there's a TikToker that claims that NASA actually started its agency as like an underwater agency. Like they were going to go out and look into the ocean. And then they had like one mission out into the ocean and then they completely changed the
And they said,
trajectory
"Let's
of
do
their
this, but
company. Yeah. Well, so then one of the guys in that video actually was like, they found something that made them think we needed to get off of the earth, which I'm like, that's horrifying to
The
hear.
Meg.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh. You say that spacemen train in the water to go to space? Do sharks train in space to go to the water? Maybe that's where they started. Write that
Sharks
down.
are
Okay,
aliens.
sounds good.
You heard it here first.
Shaliens.
I mean,
Okay.
Shark aliens.
It's on NASA's website that they explore
But
the
there are
ocean.
Yeah. And then
I'm
What
scared.
are they doing down there? Do they have a chat bot you could ask?
I'll get,
Text Cha
I'll get
Cha
right on that.
and ask.
What are NASA doing in water?
What are?
Yeah, what are they doing?
Sorry, please continue.
it's okay.
like the
So there
TED
was actually somebody who commented on that video that went viral about NASA starting as like an ocean discovery part of the government. And they said like, isn't it convenient that when this video went viral, that's when they decided to step in to help with finding that sub that went missing and the Titanic.
NASA did?
Yeah. They stepped in like last minute to be like, oh, maybe we could help. And obviously they
Like,
didn't.
Fine,
We
we'll
know
shoot
that
a
now.
rocket into the ocean.
But it's kind of like that
You're
conspiracy
welcome.
theory about like Disney's Frozen head. And then they put out that movie called Frozen. So that when you search Disney's Frozen, the movie came up instead of the conspiracy about his head.
Interesting.
Okay. And then it's thought that a lot of like creatures that can be found in the ocean look very alien and like look really crazy.
Octopuses.
Which, yeah, that's like literally one of the things I found is people
No, that's
think
like my number one.
Yeah.
Octopuses are not from
People
America.
think-
It's almost what I just said.
I'll tell you one thing. They're not
I can tell you one
They're
thing.
not American.
Not a single American octopus.
not American. I'll tell you
I've checked
that
all their
much.
passports. Not a single one from
We
America.
would never let an octopi in here. All right.
You have my word.
And there's
No octopus citizens of the United States of America.
so there's like a ton of sea monsters that people are saying like maybe we can't find these like enormous sea monsters because they are in our ocean, but then they leave through
go to
these
space.
like portals out into space. So some of the
Nessie
examples
is in
are like
space with a cute little helmet.
that would be adorable. Don't make her cry. So some of the examples of
swimming
that
in the water.
are like Scylla, Charybdis, Sirens, the Kraken, the
I'm sorry,
Leviathan,
could you go back to the first two?
Cthulhu, Scylla, and Charybdis.
Yeah.
Skillets and
A
churros.
skillet cookie and a
chorizo.
churro.
Scylla and Charybdis are like they're from Greek mythology, and they're these like sea monsters that like one of them just like sits at the bottom of the ocean every once in a while, just opens up their mouth and then like sucks everything in. So like.
I've seen that on a commercial in Zubo.
Did you guys think about
No, I haven't.
whirlpools?
Uh,
Scary. That would be scary.
Well, that's
I'm too
what-
scared to think about whirlpools and quicksand.
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is I feel like they're the same thing where when I was a kid, I felt like they would be much more of a problem. than
Oh yeah.
they
Oh yeah. I
actually
was
are.
like, oh my gosh, quicksand.
Like I could encounter a whirlpool at any moment.
I kind of want to see about quicksand though, but I don't. I want someone to quickly rescue me.
Would you rather be trapped in a whirlpool or quicksand?
We're poor.
The light has left Morgan's eyes.
A whirlpool.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you hate the ocean.
I think I could get out of it easier than I
Why?
could get out of
What?
quicksand.
Are you Michael Phelps?
Maybe.
I
Do
would.
not let her in the ocean ever. She'll get sucked
I
right
like
into
to
a
hang out
whirlpool.
with her in there, so I'm not gonna say that.
I wasn't very fun the last time
We
I went
played
to
a
an
fun
ocean
game.
because my mom, literally, I was like, "Mom, we're going to the ocean today. I'm so excited." She was like, "Did you hear about all the shark attacks in California?" And I was like, "Why did you say that to me?"
Why would that be your next sentence? Diane?
Oh my goodness, so funny. Anyway,
I'll pick quicksand.
Charybdis is the. Oh, you guys are both picking quicksand.
Yeah.
I can't. Ever
Why?
since I
Someone's
saw-
there to rescue you.
Also, I feel
We
like
don't know
quicksand,
that.
if I were going to die, I would die quicker.
Oh yeah, that's they don't call it slow sand. They call it
Well,
quicksand.
but also because like the weight
Takes you
would
quick.
crush me.
I
Oh,
think
for
it
sure.
is pretty slow though.
Well, then why would you want to be in a whirlpool? You're gonna drown in 5 seconds.
Great, I'll die faster.
No, I don't think so.
They did experiments on quicksand on Mythbusters. I don't think you can actually like suck you down and like bury you.
Okay, that's why I would do it. Thank you. I'm
Okay.
Jackie and I approve this message.
Okay, well, what you were saying about whirlpools, Charybdis is the creature that like
Makes with them.
does that, and so like people are saying like maybe whirlpools aren't actually a natural phenomenon. Maybe it's always like a monster trying to kill you.
Oh my gosh.
So all of those,
I think if they got to know me, they'd like me.
I don't know.
I think of Al Qaeda. Got to know me. They would like me.
Is that Pam?
Pam
That's
Beasley.
Like, I
Yeah.
just don't like thinking there's people out there that hate me.
Like I think if Al Qaeda got to know me, they would like me. Sorry.
Okay, so we have some places in the ocean where like people continuously go missing, and one of them
Right.
is the Great Blue Hole, which is like not a great name,
It's in Belize.
off of the coast of Belize, and it's like
It's
it's this
beautiful.
giant sinkhole in the ocean. It's like incredibly enormous and deep, and lots of people have died or gone missing in there. The Bermuda Triangle is probably the most common place where people say like maybe this is a portal, like out into
This
the
is
ocean
a space
or out
zone.
into the space.
Stop it.
Yeah,
This
because
is where
people
the
go
donut,
missing.
This is where Donut Earth connects.
Yeah.
Is the Bermuda Triangle.
Which I'm sad I'm only just hearing about this because we do conspiracy theory nights and I already covered the Bermuda Triangle and I didn't add this.
But
which
you
is a
haven't
shame.
covered Donut Earth, which
You're
is an
right.
up and coming conspiracy.
I think I'm going to
theory.
leave that to you, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay.
What if that's what I present at our next one and I just make up a bunch of sources?
I think
You
you
should.
That'd be so
That'd be
funny.
awesome.
That would be more in line with real conspiracy theorists, I think. You're like, because I decided.
Because I said so.
And really, like, the end point is just that 80% of our ocean is undiscovered. We know that. And so it's like, is it really out of bounds for us to think that there's a portal to space down there?
You know?
what I mean?
No, you're so right.
I think I am.
That Bermuda Triangle thing really freaked me out.
Yeah.
Because they go
it's-
missing. So Amelia Earhart could be
I hate to tell you this. I think the crabs got her.
They
the
did.
crabs, the space crabs, though, maybe.
The coconut crabs.
Honestly,
Just here on
if you've seen a
Earth.
coconut crab, they could be from space. They're
That is
horrifying.
also true. They're
Insert
scary.
a coconut crab right here.
But don't show Jackie what it looks
I don't
like.
want to see it
They're big
until I
too.
watch
They're
this
big.
live.
They're big and scary. But yeah, when I covered the Bermuda Triangle, like tons of people have gone missing, like full ships full of people just gone forever.
It's
There's
gotta
like-
be.
And there's a ton of airlines too, so people are saying that spot in specific is like very possible.
Do you think if it is space, do you think that they die when they get to the space part, or do you think that they're alive
I like to think they're alive.
and they're just like stuck on a cruise ship?
They're like,
And they're
well,
like,
shit.
I thought this
yeah.
was only supposed
Dude,
to be
Or
7
shoot,
days.
sorry, I've cussed so much in this episode. Just beep it
It's a
out.
conspiracy.
I know.
Jackie's been replaced by a foul-mouthed sailor?
From space. A
And-
spaceler.
What was the word you came up with? An astronaut in the water?
Aquanaut. That's real, I think.
I don't, yeah.
Enter an
Aquabats
Aquanaut
is a
right
real
here.
ska band.
Huh?
Huh?
You listen to ska?
I said the Aquabats are a real ska band. You don't know the Aquabats?
No.
I think you do. We'll listen to some on the break. Thanks, Morgan. That was a really interesting donut Earth theory.
Oh, thank you.
Morgan, that was so good. I'm
Thank
sorry,
you.
my brain was just. So I'm sorry.
That's
Let's take a
okay.
break. I'm going to go next, and then we'll just do. We can skip yours. Are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yeah.
Do you want to go?
Mine's so fast. So, like, even if we have, like, a little bit of time,
Okay.
it's fine.
We'll see where we're at when I'm done.
Okay.
June 21st, 1947. Harold Dahl worked as a harbor patrolman near Puget Sound.
I'm obsessed with how you're telling this.
He
Roald Dahl is his brother.
Roald Dahl
He
was writing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
He was writing Witches.
And Matilda. Harold Dahl, working at Puget Sound as a patrolman. He was out on his boat with 2 men, his son, and his dog. When they came around...
Men. One's a dog.
No, 2 men, comma,
Oh.
his son, and his dog.
Oh, I think he said 2 men. Now I'll explain which ones they are. His son and then his dog.
And his dog. His two good men.
2 good men.
They came around the east side of the island that they were patrolling when they saw 6 donut-shaped objects in the sky, about 100
More
feet
planets.
in diameter. It was the other planets orbiting our planet. About 100 feet in diameter and 2,000 feet in the air. They had portholes and observation decks, and he got worried when they began to descend towards his
stop it.
boat, and he took off speeding back towards the harbor.
How fast?
The flying objects began dumping debris into the harbor as they got closer to the water, and Dahl's dog was hit and killed, and his son was hit and badly burned by the debris.
Wait, the ships were dropping debris?
Uh-huh.
The donuts. They
How
were sprinkles.
How fast what?
How fast did they go back to shore? Were they
like
on
he
like
was on a boat. He was
like a rowboat or like a motorboat?
A motorboat.
Okay,
So he was
cool.
like racing back
I'm
to
like,
shore.
I-
They're like,
knots.
Paul!
I know.
Go!
Seriously, that's
Paddle
what I thought.
faster!
That's what I thought.
So as they were speeding back, he took his camera out and tried to capture some photos. When he got back to the harbor, he showed them to his boss. And the pictures were blurry, but they could tell that there was something there. The pictures were also affected as though they had been exposed to radiation.
Uh-oh.
So the boss went out to investigate because they're harbor patrolmen. He goes to the island that he told him, that Dahl told him that they saw the donuts at. And he began like collecting some rock samples and things like that. And as he was getting ready to leave, he saw a donut-shaped object appear in the sky and just kind of watched him as he drove away. The next morning, Harold woke up to a man in a dark black suit at his door,
Men in Black,
inviting him to breakfast.
No, thank you.
The strange man told Dahl exactly what had happened the day before and then proceeded to tell him that if he told anyone about what happened, he would regret it and that his son's safety was on the line.
That's mean.
That's terrible.
That's why you don't go to breakfast with strangers.
That's why you don't even open
They'll
the door
threaten
anymore.
your son every time.
So Dahl went to the press and sent in
That's ballsy of him.
I would
the
not
rock
do that.
samples to UFO scientists.
Uh-oh.
The researchers...
Where do you get a hold of those guys? They're not in the yellow pages.
So
I'm
the
sure.
researchers came out to
Anymore.
Washington, and when they got there, Dahl's son was missing.
Oh, shoot.
He turned up a couple of months later in Montana,
What the?
and when they asked him,
That's a
he
nice-
claimed he had no idea how he'd gotten there.
So his all of the time in between was completely
Was
gone.
blank.
That is...
This is the
That's my
first
nightmare.
known report of the Men in Black.
Stop. They think it's real? It is real?
Burham Marsh, England, 1964.
I'm scared.
Jim Templeton took his daughter, Elizabeth, out for the day to have a picnic and pick some flowers.
I have to say this comment. Templeton is the name of the rat in Charlotte's
Yes, it
Web.
is.
And he's
I
like,
read that and I was like,
he's like, Templeton. He's very scary.
yeah.
And my
But so
dad,
nice.
I have a very like vivid memory of my dad like being like Templeton, like when he was like reading it to us.
So he took his daughter. Sorry, I'm trying to type something in. He took his daughter to go have a picnic, pick some flowers, and he took a picture of his daughter while they were picking flowers. Later, he got the photos developed, and he saw a figure standing behind his daughter. He had no idea who it was. He hadn't seen this individual when they were out at the park. And he even sent the photos to Kodak to have them verify that the photos were undoctored. And they said, yes, these are in fact actual photos.
That's so
And I'm going to show
scary.
you the photo right now.
I'm gonna cry though.
So that's the photo. And I'll have Trent put a picture of it in. He took of his daughter on the day.
In a field.
In a field.
I'm not seeing him. Oh, good heavens. I thought that was a bow or something in her hair.
It looks like a spaceman, like sticking out from behind her.
She is so cute, by the way. Her dress is very
A
cute.
cute little floral print.
She is so freaking
So I'll
cute.
try and put a picture in of it was called the Solway Spaceman, was like what the BBC reporting called it. Shortly after, Templeton was visited by two men in dark suits who referred to each other as number 9 and number 10.
Ew, no.
The men were angry when Jin told them that he had not actually seen the figure until the photo was developed. They left very quickly and he never heard from them again. There were many other mysterious sightings of these agents over the years, and their physical appearance stayed pretty consistent with the black suit, although more details were released over time and different interactions. They've been reported as having pale skin, eerie eyes, and a robotic monotone type voice. The most unsettling fact is that they are reported to not have lips,
What?
but rather a mouth with red lipstick applied around to paint on
Ew.
lips
Why'd
to
they
seem
pick
more
red?
human.
Ew.
Although
Why would you ever go to breakfast with a man like that? Why would you?
Maybe he was just really
You're trying-
desperate.
you're
He's
trying
like,
to-
I'm hungry. So he's gonna go
Trying to tell me a
like-
pale man in a dark suit.
with a pink lipstick
red
or red
lipstick.
lipstick, and he's like, I have no lips, but like, want to go to breakfast? Absolutely not.
What about brunch?
Oh well. No. That's.
Uh,
I'm so scared.
So although most of the encounters are full of inconsistencies, the FBI and the Air Force have both been confirmed to have been investigating visits by the Men in Black over the years. So it's not even like a conspiracy that
So they made the movies
the
probably
FBI
to be like,
and the Air Force. So this is going back to your thing where you're saying like the Disney's Frozen Head
Yeah.
was Men in Black made
yeah.
Oh, okay.
to
Yeah.
like prevent
cover it up.
searches on the internet. You're going to see Will Smith.
Ew.
Kind of
That
spooky.
That makes me feel icky.
So the government officially denies the existence of the Men in Black, but we have to remember that they also denied the existence of Area 51 until the early 2000s.
And UFOs until
And
like,
UFOs
2
until
years
like
ago.
last year.
Yeah.
So there's multiple theories as to who or what the MIB are. First one is that they're extraterrestrials that are trying to cover up the existence that extraterrestrials are among us. So they're like the aliens send them to like spook people into not telling about aliens.
That makes sense because it sounds like it looks like they're wearing a human suit.
Right. Like they're trying to pass as
Ew.
humans.
And they're like, we forgot the lips, you idiot. And then he's like, it's fine. I have
on the
lips.
next suit, I need you to put lips.
Yeah.
They're like, it's fine. I went to Taylor Swift last night. I've got this red lipstick. Throw this on. No big deal.
unrecognizable.
They're in their red era.
Oh my gosh. Same though.
Yeah, all the time. I'm never not. The second theory is that it's a secret government agency, so that like either the U.S. government or
A
a
different
shadow
one.
government or
Scary.
like a bunch of different governments around the world
like the lizard people.
are colluding, or like the Illuminati, or someone is using the Men in Black
Ew.
to cover up the truth about aliens. And the
We
third,
can't know about
Yeah,
it.
why don't they want us to talk to each other?
Yeah.
so
why?
the theory about that is that if we knew that aliens were out there, we would stop trusting the government. Because we would be like, well, the aliens obviously know more. Like, why would I listen to you, Donald
Oh,
Trump?
like they would lose all their power because we
Yeah,
would
we'd
refer
be
to
like,
people who can space
Sorry,
travel.
Joe Biden.
Well.
They have space travel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the third theory that I found is that it's like the UFO people are just like basically doing it to be like, the
Good
government
boy.
doesn't want us to know. Like, there's just a setup basically by the UFO people to try and
Oh,
make their theories seem
You
more
mean
credible.
like, yeah, people who, yeah. I thought you
Um,
meant like the people in the UFOs are coming down to be like,
no,
your
sorry.
government. And we're like, no, we're with you.
No. The like the UFO-ologists.
Oh, okay.
The conspiracy theory people are doing it to like give themselves credibility.
Interesting.
So, a couple of more recent encounters with the MIB. Dan Aykroyd, famous actor,
Mm-hmm.
big UFO guy. He has a TV series that he did called Out There, which was about aliens. And then after that, he began producing a show called Dan Aykroyd Unplugged on UFOs, which was basically him talking about his experiences with UFOs.
I gotta listen to that.
Well, here's the thing. You can't.
Why?
The middle of production, Dan is on the phone with Britney Spears. Not important who he's on the phone with. He's on the phone with Britney Spears. She's not important to the story, but it's just awesome. And he looks across the street and he sees a man in a black suit.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
really
He makes
Goosebumps.
eye contact and they lock eyes for a few seconds. He said like the man was like staring him down. And almost immediately after he has this encounter with this man in black, he gets a phone call from the network saying they're canceling his TV show and he is ordered to destroy everything he's produced so far.
What?
Spooky, right?
That is so scary.
2008, there was a reported alien activity at a hotel.
At a hotel?
They go to hotels.
Motel 6.
CCTV cameras.
I would not put it past them.
Catch two men in black suits
Kate.
walking into the hotel.
Look at how spooky they look.
Single file. Walk into the hotel. Hold all of the
That's
workers.
That's like a great value human.
Hold all of the workers. All of the workers get held for hours and interrogated by these two men, asking them questions about aliens and like all this kind of stuff. So the workers pull this camera footage. There's no footage of the men leaving the building ever.
Ew.
How they get...
But all of the people are like, no, they left.
But they didn't. There's no footage of them. Well, how can they can apparate?
I don't know, man. They're men in black.
Oh my gosh.
For our
they
listeners,
can't put lips on their human suits, but they can apparate. That's crazy.
But the hotel workers described them as almost identical.
Yeah.
Tall, pasty, bald. Like basically like what you said, great value humans.
They're even like for our listeners, not our viewers, like their outfits look exactly the same. It looks like they're both wearing like red ties. Like it's
creepy.
It looks like a copy and paste of the same guy, which like if they were a government facility, like it would just be a random person. They wouldn't look exactly the same.
Right. You'd have
you
two
can't be uniform
different
like
looking
that.
guys.
Yeah.
Like different enough that you could tell the difference between them.
I have a conspiracy
I know.
theory. This just fell off the wall when we're talking about it.
They're in the walls.
Well, I wish mine covered my head. So now my thoughts are broadcasted to the men in black.
But anyways, that's the Men in Black.
Very spooky.
Pretty spooky, huh?
Men in Black freak me out.
Yeah, it's kind of eerie. Do we have enough time to do what do we think, or do we need to do that on a separate one?
Mine's like literally so fast. Yeah.
Do yours lightning round.
Okay. Joe Biden has a body double.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yes. 100%. Tell us.
Say no more.
So this is going to be mostly like me sending you pictures. Side by side.
Are we talking like Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap level, or
no? They're bad doubles.
It's like a man in a Joe Biden mask, or just like an old man that they're like, "This is Joe Biden," and everyone's like, "Okay."
I'll believe it when I see it.
Where, why?
Okay, first of all, so we know what Joe Biden looks like.
Old.
I know.
Well, yeah, and that's why I'm like, he probably can't go to all the events. Yeah. He needs a body double.
I'd be tired. I'm not even the president, and I'm tired.
Yeah. I wish I had a body double. This man is allegedly Joe Biden. That looks nothing like him.
No.
I mean, it looks a little bit, but it looks
hair and makeup that day.
They're saying that is the actual one.
They're saying that,
this is a double.
I'm saying that's the double.
I could buy that being a double.
Yeah, a double. They're saying that's Joe Biden. Okay.
Because the face is off.
Yeah.
Like I can't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah.
But it's like a little bit off.
Okay, so there are, I mean, I'm just going to have to send you pictures, but he has attached earlobes.
The real Joe.
The real Joe has attached earlobes.
So do I.
That's
I could be a body double.
You could. You look just like him. But he attached earlobes when he's in office with Barack. Now they're unattached.
He just did a little snip surgery.
Why would you do that?
He wouldn't.
And then there are...
Are we sure he didn't just get old and his ears are droopy?
What? Okay, no, because...
Your ears are one of the only parts of your body that never stop growing.
But they don't droop.
They don't detach.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
I do know
You're not an ear scientist.
Neither are you.
Maybe
all right?
she
That's
is.
why I'm not making any conclusions.
It's a conspiracy theory.
All right,
I'm not saying this is fact, but it is. But his ears have changed the color of his eyes. So normally he has darker eyes, darker blue eyes, like maybe a little bit more like yours. But then But then in recent pics, he has light blue eyes.
Yeah, they're like spooky light. Like they're extremely light.
Pale light eyes, but
Maybe
he normally
maybe
has eyes
he
like
died
yours.
and a necromancer brought him back.
It could be. Either way.
And part of the spell was that he had to detach his earlobes.
Yeah, that could be.
It's a steep price.
A classic
It's a price to
necromancer move is you have to detach your earlobes.
What if there was a necromancer in real life, and that was like the price that you had to pay was just silly things like that?
I'd be like, all right, I guess.
Okay,
Please
so
don't
this
look at my
is
ears right now.
That's him.
this is him.
Yeah.
This is also
No,
him.
that's not him.
It's
That
not.
no, this one is not.
This-
That's Dieter F. Uchtdorf.
That is I thank you to keep his name out of your mouth. This is
That's
him.
No,
That's so
it's not.
clearly not him. Like,
I know.
Even the
This is
shape of
great
his
value,
eyes
Joe
is
Biden.
different.
I know. But
They found someone who
yikes.
looks enough like him.
From a
But-
distance.
No.
it's a dupe, like a body double that they use.
is
Yeah,
bad.
they done duped us.
Because I think
Because
his
his
old
lips are fuller and a different color. His lips are darker red but thin.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, and this seems like a picture that they posted, so they could probably edit someone who looked like him to make it,
But
edit him to look
He's
a little.
great. He's in great health. Thanks
I-
for asking.
Seriously.
Well, I just saw a video where like this guy who knows about planes, because I don't, he was talking about how like they had this picture of Joe Biden getting onto a plane, but he was like, this is not how passengers normally get onto the plane. They had him get on a different way that gave him like a shorter staircase because he's like not doing well.
Yeah. And here's my last
So maybe
point.
they have to. Yeah.
In 2008, when he was with Barack, he was right-handed.
No.
No way.
Listen to me.
This is, I don't like this.
I'm sorry.
This is worse than Men in Black.
You have to hear it.
Tell us.
Now he signs left-handed.
Why?
Why would you do that?
Maybe he's ambidextrous.
It could be, but why?
The likelihood
Switch
of
it
that
up.
is so.
Give the people something to chat about.
Well,
So-
he's doing it. We're
so-
chatting.
So
We're
it's
chatting
a
right now.
really poor quality, but this is him right-handed.
with.
This
was
is Barack. This is like Barack
No,
era.
that's Joe Biden.
Right. This is Joe Biden.
Joe Biden is Barack Obama's body double. No, this is Patrick.
Now it's
I don't
right-handed
like it.
or left-handed. So it was right-handed. Now it's left-handed.
That is so bad.
Yeah,
Maybe
this is.
he's right-handed when he wears a red tie and he's left-handed when he wears a blue tie.
You could be right. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't think about that.
It's like a weird case of being.
Stop poking holes in my
ambidextrous.
conspiracy. But anyway,
Stop blowing holes in
so
my
there's
shit.
not. I mean, there's not a ton of evidence other than they look completely different.
Yeah.
The ears and the handwriting. I think it's crazy.
Whoever hired that person really dropped the ball on some really important
Seriously,
aspects of
I'm
Joe
like,
Biden.
Come on, you got to be like, he's right-handed, so
Like-
you sign right-handed.
At least learn how to sign a name with the opposite hand.
He looks so incredibly different. So I mean,
Yeah, that's not the same person.
So here-
Yikes, Jackie. This is a good one.
Well, son of a bitch, I can't.
Is the
zoom
title
in.
of that photo Joe Biden's earlobes?
Yes, Why can't I zoom in? America doesn't want me to know.
It's because
Okay,
your
here we
tinfoil
go.
hat's not very big.
That's true. Okay, so here. Sorry.
I'm listening.
Detached.
Okay.
Attached.
What?
Detached.
Not him. That's not him
That-
at all.
That looks like a different human.
Yeah. Attached.
Detached.
I
I don't like this. This isn't a fun
Attached.
game anymore.
Yeah, we should have played a game. Is this the real Joe Biden or the fake one? We don't know.
I make that face frequently.
Me.
Eh.
I'll send you this. And it's this one.
Me.
But yeah, so you can clearly see you have attached earlobes. I think mine are detached.
Does he have one? Like,
Mm-mm.
is it one in the different? One in the different.
I mean, it's one
What are
in
you
the different.
saying? Try again. Slower this time. Just put your head down.
Is it like his right ear is detached and his left ear is attached?
No, because look, detached, attached.
I just feel
like
like Joe Biden has like very unique eyes where they're like
Like you get lost in them.
they're
frequently?
no. But they're like
Tread very lightly, Morgan.
they're like like when he talks or smiles, like they are very small and look like
An arch.
Hooded.
like hooded and arched. They look like rainbows when he smiles.
Yes.
So like
for
that
5 months.
yeah, for Pride. Thank you, Joe.
Like this.
Yes. Yeah, they're extremely hooded. They're very
But
recognizable.
go to your other man.
But he
No.
does not have
These-
it.
Are angled.
They're hooded eyes, but they're not the same.
Yeah.
So unless they're trying to tell
Not the
us
same
some
man.
cock and bull story about him getting a facelift and his earlobes detached for some reason, I can't imagine that's the same person.
It's just a little scary, and just like when he is speaking publicly, he's not making a ton of sense. Like I do think he's a smart man, but he, like in his old age, perhaps he's losing it, and so they have to replace the body double.
Yeah.
So that he's like, he is fine, guys. Like, please don't worry. He's not fine.
Yikes.
He's old.
He's old.
People, he's very old. I mean, and how, yeah. I mean, it's icky. But yeah, so the hand thing really freaked me out. Like the handwriting thing, because why are you going to
Why would you switch?
Yeah, why would you switch?
I saw a video of a girl who was drawing, and she was drawing with both of her hands and also both of her feet.
Ew.
Amazing.
And they were good.
And they were good. Amazing.
So Joe, take those shoes off. Let's see what those feet can do.
No,
Baby.
put those dogs away.
Oh my gosh. Well, and then I kind of fell into a trap because there is a picture that someone edited of him with a tattoo on his arm.
Oh.
And then there's another one where he's getting the COVID shot on the same arm and there's not a tattoo. And I'm like, you guys are idiots if you made that mistake, but it was fake. So.
That's when it starts to get tricky with conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
when
like,
it's just
I know, yeah, there's
Okay.
a lot of nonsense. But like that stuff, I'm like, that's a little spooky.
That is very spooky.
Anyway.
Thank you for sharing that. That was a good one.
Thank you for listening.
Hi, I'm Cade Larson.
Hi, Cade.
Hi. I changed my hat because the Jazz are picking their draft pick right now. But
Nice.
anyway.
Okay. I think mine's believable. I really believe yours too.
Thank you.
That you backed it up with some good facts. I tell you all the time, you're a great teacher
Thank you.
and you're very smart. And so you had your facts.
Well, Kate had a lot of proof for his too.
For sure. That's what I'm like, well, we're all brilliant. So
I think that these were like three pretty fun but also like strong conspiracy theories where we all had like theories where there was at least a little bit of evidence to be like,
yes.
here's an eyewitness or a
Mhm.
picture or whatever.
Well, it's just like the whole what if. Like, because
Yeah.
it's so believable, there's like, that would honestly be really cool if there was like a magic portal from the bottom of the ocean to get to space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
Like, just think of the savings. Like, you save so much money on...
Savings.
Yeah, you save money on rocket fuel.
You're right.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that anymore. We just
No.
go down to the portal.
Yeah, they like take off and then you can't see them anymore and they take a hard right and then go into the
Maybe
ocean.
that's what they've actually been doing this whole time, but they didn't
I'm
show
scared that
us.
I just said that. My heart's racing.
The Men in Black
I'm
are
so
gonna
scared.
show up at your house.
They're gonna be right outside the store when we open
and they're gonna be
it.
like, "Do you want to come to brunch?" And we're like, "No,
No,
get out of here!
I know your tricks and run. Like
Get out of here, you
Shut-
no-lipped man!"
Shut my eyes, shut my ears, run as fast as I can.
Yeah,
Can't catch
your
me.
little hat flapping in the wind.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, good luck. I put this on.
Not my tinfoil hat.
No, seriously.
Trent, which ones did you think were believable?
I really liked the donut Earth.
The one that wasn't even a conspiracy.
No, the Joe Biden, like, I missed out because I haven't seen the pictures yet.
Do you want to?
I would love to, yeah. Just send them to me.
Yeah.
Perfect. That one I'm a little bit more skeptical on because I know the magic of Photoshop and like the
Mhm.
switching the right hand for the left hand, like that's you can do that in Photoshop.
Oh, okay.
Like just with inverting and et cetera, anyway. So that part's a little bit harder for me. I'd have to see like just how detached his earlobes are.
Yeah.
Because
they're coming your way, these pics.
oh, I thought you were saying detached earlobes were coming my way.
Yeah,
It's
that'd
like,
be horrifying. I would
Too
never
late,
do that.
sister. Already got them.
Oh my gosh. No, mine are mine.
No, yours are attached.
I think mine are attached.
Careful. Yes.
Yeah.
Look.
There's like a little bit of detached. But no, mine's like full on. Like you could put a gauge in it and then cut it off, and then it would be attached.
There you go.
There's like a lot
is
of.
that your plan for the future?
Don't tell my mom.
Okay, I will not.
Mrs. Whiting, you didn't see this.
I think, I mean, like, our friend group really loves conspiracy theories, and I think it's because it's just like, it's so fun and interesting to talk about stuff that like could be happening, because like there's no way that everybody knows everything that's going on everywhere all the time,
Right.
you know?
There's no way.
There's got to be some conspiracy theories that maybe we've even talked about that are true, and that I think is what like blows my mind.
Yeah, and like the government's hand is so in the media and so like in what is put out, what we see, so it's like you really don't know what's actually going on.
Yeah,
Right.
well, and I think we kind of like went through a phase where we didn't think that we were like that. Like I remember growing up, we would talk about like, oh, North Korea is terrible. They like tell their citizens lies all the time. And like, I heard that about Russia too. And then now, like, as I'm getting older, I'm like, we get told some stuff I don't think is true, or, you know, like the UFO thing, we've been told forever, no UFOs. People are, if people are saying they're seeing this stuff, they're crazy. And then I feel like it's only because of smartphones and like everybody having access to better cameras
and access to a lot of information.
Yeah, you've got like TikTok where you can connect.
Go live.
Yeah,
you can go live on Facebook. So it's like you can't keep it as hush hush as if like one Joe Schmo was saying, oh, I saw a UFO, then people are like, okay,
buddy.
But if he's on TikTok live
and everyone's
like,
it.
I saw it in the sky, I see it too. Like you can't. And then they have to do damage control and be like, okay, yeah, there are UFOs.
Yeah,
they can't lie to the masses anymore.
The man in the cabin on the edge of town has moved.
What does that mean?
He's among us now. The man in the cabin on the edge of town, like that's the guy that would be the one that sees
like
UFOs.
The crazy conspiracy.
Because like it was actually dark enough that he could see the sky.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't need to live out there anymore. He can just like he could be on your cul-de-sac.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see like as we get older and technology continues to advance and like Joe Schmoes do have access to it. Like what more things is the government going to be like? Yeah, that's been going on, and we'll be like, what?
I know, it's crazy.
I would bet in our lifetime the government confirms aliens.
For sure.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
It's not out of control to think of that. Like, if there's a life on this planet...
Yeah. What are the odds? There's not anywhere else.
So you're going to say this, of all of the galaxies, of all of the, like, planets, like, that we're the only one who have a livable... or like environment? That's not true.
Yeah,
that can't be true.
Right. Every day it seems like NASA is talking about a new planet that they've discovered that has water on it and like has a breathable atmosphere.
Yeah,
like they're all over out there.
Yeah, so I'm like, there has to be.
Yeah. There's got to be something else.
So I might go with the Men in Black theory. That's probably the one that I think is most feasible.
Awesome. So cool.
So fun.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave us a comment. Tell us which conspiracy theory you believe the most in. Who convinced you tonight?
And if you could meet a space shark, do you think they'd be nice or mean?
What kind of space shark do you think Robert Herjavec would be?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.